afternoon, everybody. This is Aaron Brooks, Cascade Media Group, Tech in Motion series. Just wanted to come on here today to speak with you guys briefly about the metaverse. I'm sure a lot of you have heard and seen this thing called the metaverse. What is Facebook doing? Why did they change their name to Meta? How does this what does this have to do with gaming? What does this have to do possibly with this Web3 and blockchain and cryptocurrencies, right? So what is going on? So over the next few minutes, my goal is to kind of break down what the metaverse is. We may also touch on NFTs a little bit because that's another hot one that's uh, that's been kind of prevalent uh, on the internet and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. The metaverse. So, what exactly is the metaverse? Um, for me, the simplest way to explain the metaverse is that it's a virtual world, right? An alternative reality where people can go to um, escape, right? Today, we have kind of versions of a metaverse, if you will. We've had video games, for the longest, for decades now. It's a place where people can go to role play and things of that nature. Social media also has come about to where people can, kind of escape to a different world and have alternate personality. You can be someone else online for the most part. Then you also have kind of a combination of those two, virtual reality. So virtual reality headsets where you can put on, the huge goggles and have the controllers in your hand and play games, become more interactive and be able to speak and things through the virtual reality headsets. And you can also um, participate in events, right? So you can go to concerts, for example, that are hosted through specific platforms that support virtual reality headsets. All right. Um, and so what they're doing with the metaverse today, they're really just trying to paint it as a place to where really all of those things can combine and create this reality or this world where you can be somebody different. You can play video games in this world. You can work in this world, right? You can have a different career or become famous or whatever, right? And we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. And of course, also continue to foster relationships with, loved ones near or abroad, right? Um, so there are some pretty cool and promising things when it comes to this metaverse. But for me, at the end of the day, the metaverse can never replace the real world. Individual cannot get everything that they physically need in an alternate or a virtual world, right? So I'll just put a pin in that for now. Um, so the next, kind of buzzword that everybody's saying is NFTs, right? So what is an NFT? By now you may have heard that that NFT stands for non-fungible token. And essentially what that is, it just means it's a kind of a digital fingerprint, right? That cannot be altered once it's created. So when you create an NFT, that digital footprint is placed on the blockchain. And the blockchain is for lack of a better term, a read-only database, right? With cryptography, and it's distributed in most cases. You can go down a rabbit hole on that, and if that's something that you're interested in, I definitely recommend that you check out a couple of channels on YouTube to learn more about that. One would be CBTV and the Gentleman of Crypto. So those are the two channels that I go to faithfully every week to you know understand what's going on in that environment when it comes to cryptocurrencies and blockchains. But anyway, I digress. So that's an NFT, right? So it's kind of like a digital footprint on a digital object, or you may also hear it called a digital asset. So right now, NFTs are real popular in the music and art scene. So essentially, what's happening is that someone will create a piece of art on their computer, right? And then they upload it to another website. They say, hey, I want to create this into an NFT. The software will look at the image, create a digital fingerprint based off attributes of that image, and then once that digital fingerprint is created, it is then placed on the blockchain. And then once it's on the blockchain, it's in a readable format. So at this point, it's non-fungible or it's not changeable, right? You can't alter the digital fingerprint, and you cannot alter the image because the fingerprint was based off the image. So hopefully that all makes sense. So that's why things have become very sought after, kind of collectible, kind of the hot thing to have, because it's really one of one, right? And everybody loves to be the owners of things that are one of one. But also from an NFT standpoint, some things that I personally see um, coming down the road has to do with finding a way to marry a physical asset to a non-digital, excuse me, to a digital asset. One could be maybe property, for example. If you want to take your home, for example, or maybe even your car, and we'll stick with the car. The car has a VIN number and some other characteristics that make it kind of unique, right? Say this is my car because this is my VIN number to this car. So what you can do, you can take that VIN number and maybe take a picture of that VIN number and make an NFT out of it. And then in order to join those two together, you can use what they call a smart contract, which basically says this VIN number on this physical um, vehicle and this NFT, which is some representation of that vehicle, right? Together, when you put these two together and you look at it in a smart contract, basically you kind of have a one of one verification that that this asset is kind of NFT like. But anyway, that's more of a real use case, real life use case for NFTs. Again, people continue to create art and things like that and sell it. Um, and yeah, so that's the NFT. So when it comes to the metaverse and NFT, how can these two evolve? How can these two kind of marry, right? So for me, the best way I can really explain it is if say I wanted to be a musical, want to be famous, right? And I'll just pick music. So I want to be a famous musical artist. So what I will do, I would create a image of myself, a picture of myself, right? I think they call them shoot, I can't even think of it. An avatar. There we go. Create an avatar of myself, right? So guy, glasses, beard, right? Take that image that I create, turn it into an NFT. So now I have an NFT or a digital fingerprint, one of one. And there's no denying that that is me because I own that NFT. So then I can take my digital likeness into the metaverse, right? And by some stroke of luck, I become uber famous in a particular metaverse. And mind you, there are multiple metaverses, right? So there's multiple virtual worlds, so it's not just one. Um, but anyway, so I say I become super famous in this metaverse world to where I am making millions in virtual currencies. And at this point, I'm so famous that I want to have a concert, right? So what can happen is that all of my fans that are follow me in the metaverse and maybe in the real world, they could then put on VR headsets, right, and attend my virtual concert. And in order for you to attend my virtual concert, you need to purchase virtual tickets through cryptocurrency, and you kind of see how this thing kind of snowballs, right? I definitely see that in our future, right? We kind of have versions of that today. Um, so, just be ready, right? It's one way to be entertained, and needing all this new technology to participate and just really, like as I said, be entertained and have a good time. But Um, the metaverse definitely opens up a lot of avenues for a lot of individuals um, to make money, right? And then that money that is made in the metaverse, you better believe that it will be able to be converted into real world money, the US dollar or whatever currency, uh, in your country. So anyway, I think I'll go ahead and end it there. We briefly talked about what the metaverse is, what NFTs are, gave a quick example of how the NFTs and metaverse and cryptocurrency and real money, how all of that can and will have an effect on our daily lives here. If I had to predict, probably in the next 5 to 10 years, but technology is moving fast. Um, the young folks are moving fast. They pick this stuff up quick, right? So, and then also with NCAA, when it comes to athletes being able to take advantage of marketing their likeness, excuse me. Uh, that's a huge play for a metaverse NFT combination, right? Um, Especially when you have video games. You see what I'm saying? Social media, all of this stuff really is just coming together. So it's going to be pretty powerful. So yeah, so metaverse NFTs, that's pretty much my take on it. I'd love to hear if you have something different to offer. If you do, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks again and have a great day.
Program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.